this news today. It's not as shocking as the news from the other day because this has been teased a lot by the driver himself, by the team he's going to be driving for themselves. Daniil Kvyat, former F1 driver, is going to be making his NASCAR Cup Series debut at Indianapolis, just a few days' time. Yes, they have been dropping hints like crazy. Daniil Kvyat, he was in F1 for a number of years. He was supposed to do some other series this year. I think it was like LMP3 if I'm correct, but that ended up not happening for reasons out of his control. But yes, he will be making his NASCAR Cup Series debut. I'm very excited about this. So yeah, I'm very excited at Indianapolis. So basically what's been happening is Kvyat, once when he was in F1, they were doing this media thing and they asked him like, what's on your bucket list? Like, and he said, one of the things he said was go to a NASCAR race. I can't remember if he said go to or drive in a NASCAR race, but I think it was go to. And in 2020 at Martinsville, I think he actually went to the race there, was with Stewart-Haas Racing. Of course, the Haas part of Stewart-Haas Racing also owns an F1 team, Gene Haas. And Kvyat was a guest of them. And then later on, you know, he was in 2021, he was a reserve driver for Alpine in F1. But this year, he's not in F1 in any way, shape, or form. So he's kind of been, you know, able to do more stuff, go more places. And he made an appearance at a race with Team Hezeberg, which of course has fielded the 27 car on road courses and in the Daytona 500. Their drivers have been Loris Hezemans, who is a Euro NASCAR driver, and then Jacques Villeneuve, who is the 1997 world champion in F1 and also the 1995 Indy 500 winner. But he was there with the team as Hezemans was running the car, but he was visiting the team. And so people started to ask questions like, you know, are you trying to get in the car? And he expressed interest in how they were trying to get something done to put him in the car for a race in the future. And he also expressed, you know, wanting to do a full-time season potentially if the opportunity presented itself. And of course, the team, Kvyat himself, have been kind of teasing this. Last week, Team Hezeberg posted a video kind of not showing the face, but, you know, someone walking around the team shop and stuff, bringing his box inside with his helmet, that kind of thing. And, you know, Kvyat yesterday just posted a picture of him inside the body of a car, kind of getting his seat fitted. And, you know, that at that point, everyone knows, all right, it's going to happen, but when's it going to happen? What car is he going to be driving, or what car number? Of course, Team Hezemans only has one car. Prior to today, that was. And then the entry list came out. The entry list had the number 26 as TBA, number 27 as Hezemans racing this week. And just a few hours later, Team Hezeberg confirmed Daniil Kvyat will be in the car for Indianapolis. I believe that he is the first ever Russian-born driver in NASCAR. I think I would know by now because I would have looked that up because I myself am Russian. I would have looked that up by now. Anyways, yeah, very big deal. I'm very happy, as you can tell, to see a Russian NASCAR driver. But anyways, let's read some of the quotes here. Kvyat said, I'm looking forward to being successful in this form of motorsport, and I hope to contend for wins and championships in the future. I can't thank NASCAR, Josh Riumi, I still don't know how to pronounce his name, sorry, Toyn Hezemans, Ernst Berg, and everybody at Team Hezeberg enough for this opportunity. The guys at the shop have been working tirelessly to prepare machine and myself for this experience. It will be my first time at Indianapolis, and I am looking forward to seeing it in person. From what I have seen on video, Indianapolis is a challenging circuit, but I'm looking forward to that challenge along with competing in the NASCAR Cup Series. Co-owner of Team Hezeberg, Josh Riumi, he said that he's excited about having worldwide talent behind the wheel, and he's positive about the next gen's capabilities at Indianapolis. The quote says, Daniil is a very talented driver with an amazing amount of open wheel experience. In my opinion, NASCAR is a great spot for Daniil to end up at, especially with the next gen's capabilities throughout many styles of racing. I'm looking forward to being a part of Daniil's transition to NASCAR and helping him however I possibly can. So as I said, Kvyat's going to be in the number 26 this week, and Hezemans will be in the number 27. No contract for Team Hezeberg and a certain manufacturer, so that's why you will see the 27 as a Ford, and you'll see Kvyat in a Toyota, just because there's no contractual obligation to run both cars as a single manufacturer. So that's why one's going to be a Toyota, one's going to be a Ford. You know, kind of like what we used to see with certain kind of backmarker teams, like I think Rick Ware did it for the longest time until they got a contract with Ford. So that's why you're going to see that. But yeah, it sounds like Daniil Kvyat's going to want to have a long-term future in NASCAR. It looks like he's trying to make the transition to, you know, try to get a full-time ride, to try to become a competitive Cup Series driver, versus, you know, he's done open wheel almost his whole life. Of course, Formula One, very, very different from NASCAR. The types of tracks they run, you know, obviously the cars themselves, the competition. So, you know, it'll be a very different experience for him. It'll be a very different, I'm sure, a different racetrack for him. I know that Indianapolis used to be an F1 track, but it's a different layout. Obviously, the cars are different from NASCAR, and Kvyat was never even in F1 when when F1 was at Indianapolis. But yeah, it's a big deal. You know, we got Kimi Räikkönen. He's going to be racing at Watkins Glen. I think I saw somewhere that Kvyat could be running more races for Team Hezeberg, that he could be running at all the road courses this year, so Watkins Glen and the Charlotte Roval as well. I would be excited to see that. I hope he does very well. Here's some pictures of the car, if I haven't shown it already. Yeah, this weekend. So, and of course, he's going to be in the number 26 because that was his number in F1, and they announced it on the 26th of July. It's like they were thinking, you know? But, yeah, I mean, not much else to say. I'm really excited about this. Daniil Kvyat, I've always liked him. When I was first getting into F1, like the first kind of like full, you know, I knew it existed, but like the first full exposure I got to it was this video game. I've had videos about it on the channel, but it's like the Real Racing 3 game. You have it on your phone. And, you know, I was tired of the NASCAR section one day. I was like, I want to try something new. Found the Formula One section, went and looked for a Russian driver. There was a Russian driver. It was Daniil Kvyat. So I picked his car, drove it around, and that's kind of how I learned more about F1. And, you know, at that point, I looked up Kvyat, and I was like, hey, I like this guy, you know? Became a fan of his, and then he got booted out after 2020. But anyways, he's in NASCAR now. 3 years ago, I would have never guessed that, but here we are. I'm happy. I'm very happy about this. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts. As for how he's going to run, brutally honest, you know, as the only chance I think he has of, like, being somewhat competitive is if Indianapolis ends up being like last year where it's chaos at the end. The curbs start destroying cars again. Big pileups happen. So, you know, that, I mean, in brutal honesty, the Team Hezeberg's car, it is a new team. It's only a part-time team. They are not as competitive. So I don't expect him to run great just due to the car, but I think just getting laps in, you know, getting experience with the next-gen car is going to be big for Kvyat if he wants to have a future in NASCAR as a full-time driver, moving up through, you know, the Cup Series or even going down to another series in a competitive ride. I think he's going to need as much track experience as possible. And, you know, he's obviously more familiar with road courses than ovals. So start him off on the road courses, ease him up to the ovals, I guess. But, yeah, it should be interesting to see how he does. I'm excited for him. I hope he does well. Yeah, I think it'll be exciting to see how he does. But, of course, Indianapolis is this week. Should be an interesting race after what happened last year. The curbs rising up, people wrecking like crazy, Chase Briscoe and Denny Hamlin, that chaotic finish, and then, of course, A.J. Allmendinger won the race. So Indianapolis road course is looking to kind of surprise us again, I guess you could say. But I'm looking forward to it. It should be a fun race, should be a fun week. And we'll talk about it this weekend, obviously. We'll talk about that race. And, yeah, I'm looking forward to it, as I've said. So, woo Kvyat, woo NASCAR, and once again, thank you for the past couple of days. Have been great for the channel, so thank you to all who have subscribed, the new subscribers. You know, we were just like barely getting close to 1,700 subscribers on Sunday morning, and now we're looking at 1,900. It's been a very good day, or a couple of days for the channel. Last couple of videos have done very well. You guys very much care about cars getting disqualified from the win, so Okay, I'll remember that. But yeah, thank you guys again for watching this. I hope you did enjoy, and thank you again for the support the last couple of days. It really does mean a lot to me. So all old subscribers, new subscribers, anyone who's watched this video, like, dislike, whatever you've done, thank you. It means a lot. It helps a lot. So have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you in the next video.